Good evening, everybody. We knew it was coming. We
We
knew
knew
it
it
was
was
coming.
coming.
Halloween Ends has officially wrapped production. We've got a few different confirmations coming from Ryan Turek, from Christopher Nelson, from James Jude Courtney himself, that the movie has officially wrapped, despite there were some rumors like a week, as early as a week and a half ago, that the film had wrapped. And now we have official confirmation that it has. We knew that was going to come. And now they move into the work that is post-production on Halloween Ends. I was thinking about this today. It's kind of hard to believe, like thinking about when it was announced. I remember when Halloween 2018 was announced, and that was 5 years ago now. Like it's just kind of wild to believe. So welcome back to Let's Talk Movies, by the way. I didn't even say the normal intro. I am Brett.
Yeah, my name's Miguel.
And thanks for joining us tonight. So this is just going to be kind of a quick Q&A. We're not going to stay on for too long. We're going to chat about a couple of things, share some of the pictures that were released from behind the scenes of the wrap, and we're just going to kind of chat a little bit about Halloween Ends and see what we
let's
got
get
going
weird,
on.
guys.
So JT, dude, that profile picture is sick, by the way.
Bro, you've really got the most fire. Like,
really
bro,
do,
who's your photographer, dog?
I need
to reach out to him.
Yeah, JT, what's going on, buddy? I saw Halloween Inferno, the Boogeyman cut. Hey guys, this is just a fan account of Halloween Inferno from the Coleman brothers. Halloween Inferno is spectacular. If you have not checked out the fan film Halloween Inferno, it's a sequel to Halloween Kills, a fan sequel to Halloween Kills, of course, kind of bypassing Halloween Ends, and it's its own thing. It's great, man. So it's a fantastic that's a fantastic fan film. There's so many of them out there, and we really need to
Let's
do
not
some of those
rank.
fan films.
Okay, I about to say, I was like, let's not
no,
rank.
No,
You
couldn't.
There'd be no way to rank, my guy.
There'd be no way to rank them all. But by the way, Michelob Ultra to toast to Halloween Ends. By the way,
I got a cup of coffee.
So here's to the cast and crew in my brewgrass mug. Here's to the cast and crew. Congrats on wrapping Halloween Ends, guys.
Congrats.
Well done, man. Again, it's so hard to believe that it's been that long. Like I mean,
also production hasn't been that long. I feel like it just started this year, didn't it?
It was, well, I mean, yeah, it was about a month and a half.
Yeah, that's insane.
That they've been filming. I don't think it's that insane. I mean,
I don't know. I guess I have like a really skewed perspective or like vision or idea of how movies are made, and I guess I need to like read up more on it because it seems so short.
It's been in pre-production for years, you know what I mean, since it was announced, but like the actual production, like filming schedule, has only been a month and a half, which I think that's pretty. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's pretty normal, unless you're like Avengers Infinity War, where it's like, you know what I mean, where you're shooting for months at a time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, I guess I'm naive to think that that's the case for every movie, because that would be an extremely large budget. Yeah. So,
well, and I think a lot of the rumors got kind of going back to the people thinking that it had already wrapped. I think a lot of that came from Jamie Lee Curtis announcing that she had wrapped, and like, just because her portion has wrapped doesn't mean the whole film has wrapped, or just because her portion has wrapped doesn't mean that she's only in the movie for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's not like, I think it's pretty safe to say after Halloween Kills, where she honestly was barely in it. I mean, she was in it for maybe a total of 10 minutes or so of screen time. I mean, it wasn't a lot. You know, we had really, she was there for context with Frank Hawkins. That was pretty much the reason for her character even being there, other than being in the hospital. She did have that gnarly scene where the doctor need her, or she need the doctor. Yeah. Did she need him? I forget. Did she need him, or did he need her?
I feel like if she got the script this time, I'm sure Jamie Lee Curtis was like, wait, where's Laurie Strode's name on this? And right next to Jamie Lee Curtis, all it says is just context. That's it. You don't even have your name.
They're like, dude, Laurie's she bled out. She bled out after she needed him.
You're just there for context, dog.
She ripped all of her staples and her wounds open from doing her surgery. Yeah, that was a pretty gnarly scene, actually, when she got kneed, because like you could tell that hurt.
No, she needs somebody. Yeah, like that's No, I felt bad for the guy that got kneed. Well, also not, because I mean, if I got kneed by Jamie Lee Curtis, I wouldn't be too mad.
You'd be honored, right?
Yeah, I'd be
It's
honored.
an honor. It's an honor to be kicked in the balls by you.
Right?
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm glad she'll be in the movie more. I mean, I'm assuming she'll be in the movie more. I could be wrong, but I again, I think it's pretty safe to say that Jamie Lee Curtis will have more of a role in Halloween Ends. Because honestly, I thought her performance in Ends was way better and much more raw than it was in 18.
Yeah, she was
It
more like a hermit. This one, she was like, "I'm ready to fight." Oh wait, I'm cut open.
I don't know. There were moments like where she was talking to Hawkins that I felt like, holy crap, this is really the person from 40 years ago, you know? And
Okay, yeah, I get that.
there were a lot of moments in Halloween 18 where it was like she was so guns blazing like Sylvester, like you know what I mean? Like she's coming out of Toontown or something that it just it's like you forget that she's like the sweet little girl, like the sweet teenage girl from the original movie. So it's kind of strange. So again, Halloween Ends has officially wrapped. Ryan Turek posted this photo last night. As we see the kind of some of the cast and crew, they look like they're up on a bridge. That's possibly David Gordon Green to the bottom left corner. Ryan Turek is in there towards the back, and there's quite a few people kind of walking. I would be down if this is like a final shot. If one of the final shots of the movie is like a sunset kind of thing. I mean, I'd be kind of down for that, depending on how they end it. I mean, we've already kind of talked about we did a whole episode on our predictions for the movie. I'm kind of in the camp where I hope Michael and Laurie die killing each other. I hope they both die, not just Laurie, Michael as well. So I'd be okay if you kind of had this happy ending type, not happy, but you know what I'm saying. You know, sunset. It's an epic way to end it. And then of course I'd be wrong if I didn't point out the Rabbit and Red Lounge at exit 33. the I almost said bulletin board. God, my teacher is coming out.
What a weird sentence to say.
Billboard,
combined with one another.
The billboard in the back, which has Rob Zombie painted all over it, but it's okay.
Hey, at least that was a full bar.
He also posted this caption. Last night of shooting, a wrap on our Halloween trilogy. Incredible journey, amazing amazing cast, amazing crew. While we obviously have post-production ahead of us, it's still an emotional night. And I'm sure drinks were had. I mean, that's like, you know, you have to think like...
Yeah, in the Red Bunny room.
They went to the Rabbit and Red, right?
Yeah.
You know... I feel like I'm not a filmmaker. We're not filmmakers. We're fans, and I feel like for anybody who works on a set, like it's such a well-oiled machine, and there's so many gears turning at the same time that I feel like it must be very like it's a big emotional investment to be into a series like this. You know what I mean?
We know what that's like. We know what that feels like. We know what it feels like to be at the end of the road because, I mean, the two of us, I mean, we're fucking marching band nerds, so we know what the feeling's like of, like, going through our last, like, run through and whatnot. Yeah, you spend, like, over 6 months, and ours is, like, 6 months of preparing for one final performance, so, I mean, it's kind of a surreal thing to go through.
It's daunting, but it's one of those things, like, you can tell, and especially with this production, like, you know, I think on Marvel movies or on DC movies or on, you know, big budget, you know, your Tarantino's, your Christopher Nolan films, stuff like that. Like there are so many people and the crew is so vast and there's so many different people on different teams. And then you have, you know, the sound department and the light, you know, just all the different groups of people. I feel like it's almost like you can't possibly get to know everybody, but on, you know, on a set like the Halloween films, even in the interviews,
you know, some of the names.
Well, yeah, and some of the behind the scenes stuff, they seemed like they had a real camaraderie with each other. You know what I mean? They seemed like they built a real relationship and a real friendship with each other. It wasn't just a bunch of people filming a movie together and they do their job and go home. I mean, I think these people really bonded and really bonded over not only the subject matter and the Halloween franchise, but over, you know, this creative journey that they've had together, you know. James Jude Courtney also posting last night, finally wrapped Halloween Ends, and kids, what a ride. Pictured here with @Ryan Green Pictures. He's the brilliant set photographer on all 3 Halloweens.
as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, dude. James Jude Courtney's pretty buff.
I'm pretty sure he did
His
like 3
images,
PRs before this movie filmed.
his images are many of those I've shared with you. Many more to come. Go ahead and post a mask, Chris. I'm kidding. Or James. No,
Yeah, you got this.
I'm kidding. And then, of course, Chris Nelson, who is the visual effects artist, also posted this tag. I'm not sure. It looks like a black bow on a box.
Yeah, it
And it's got a
is.
little Halloween thing, and it says Halloween Crew 2018 to 2022. And the caption reads, "Movies are little miracles. Hundreds of people come together and create fragments that then get linked and become movies. Every single crew and cast member of Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends have contributed their own special gifts, talents, focuses, and passions towards David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for your contributions, and we hope when you wear this, you will do so with great pride and remembrance of the wonderful creative time we had together. Jamie, David, Danny, Malik, Bill, and Jason." Of course.
Can you imagine getting a letter like that after a one night stand?
A what?
You know what I mean? Like
What the hell are you
get like
talking about?
after you have a one night stand, the guy just leaves, and all of a sudden he leaves you this box of treats, and then is like just a cute little note. Just goes to show you're not just a piece of meat. No, I'm just kidding.
Out of that, you got one night stand.
Yeah, yeah.
So what the takeaway? The new Halloween trilogy is basically a one night stand for Miguel.
Yeah, sure, sure. I mean, I'm just saying. No, okay, but in all seriousness, that's a pretty good thing to get, man. It's kind of the same thing what we used to get. You
That's
know what I
cool.
mean? Like when we get like the pennies and we get like the
Yeah.
little
Well,
little notes about like the show. I mean, it's like it's it's a great ride to go through,
I
man. Like this
I
is just
wonder
like
what
a
it is.
culmination.
I would love
It's a
to. It's
shirt.
probably. I think they got jackets or something for Halloween Kills. So I wonder if it's.
Well,
I
here,
mean, they.
go back to the other picture.
Well, there's hold on. There's another picture from a few days ago
There you go. I think
of
that's what
Chris
it is.
Nelson, of Ryan Turek, and they have Halloween Ends shirts on. It's basically like it says Halloween, but like some of them, like Ryan Turek shirt, it's got the ending E and the N. It's beginning to spell out ends, and then on Chris Nelson's shirt, Chris Nelson. The lady to his right, and then the man behind Ryan Turek, they're wearing shirts that it's got Halloween Ends on it, but it also kind of spells Halloween like upside down next to it. So those are pretty cool. Those were posted from a few days ago, actually. So they were still working on the film at this point. They hadn't wrapped just yet. But yeah, man, cool thing. Christopher Nelson also, the caption read, "Well, that's that. A wrap on our Halloween trilogy FX makeup. We have laughed, cried, and blood has flowed on and off screen. I think fans will be surprised and really love this chapter. See you on October 14th. An honor being a part of this legacy in cinema history. In 1978, when I was 10 years old, if you would have told me I'd be here, I wouldn't have believed it. A giant thank you to Vincent Van Dyke FX and their amazing artists. Your work is incredible, and I love you all. Ryan Turek for championing me. Wouldn't be here without you. David Gordon Green. Words cannot express how grateful it is to work with you. To all the cast and crew, Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Matichak, Miss Judy Greer, and all my teammates, I love you. Thank you to all of my FX makeup crews throughout these films. You rocked it, and you know who you are. To Trancas, Universal, Roughhouse, and Miramax, all good things must end." So there you have it, man. Halloween Ends has officially wrapped. So there we go.
That is insane, guys.
It's
The
crazy.
end of a trilogy. Imagine that.
And
This is probably without a doubt going to be like one of the best trilogies that Halloween has ever received.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I would have never like walking out of 2018, I was very conflicted with how I felt. Like I remember it ended and I was like, is that the end? Like is that really how we're going to end this right now? Like that was it? They just killed Michael, and then of course started to think about it. 18 is one of those movies where like, and I purposely have not watched Halloween Kills since October on purpose because it's coming up. I am going to do a watch through again of it, but I think Halloween Kills, I've probably seen it 7 or 8 times now, or excuse me,
Kills?
Halloween
Okay.
2018. I've probably seen it 7 or 8 times, and I think every time I've watched it, especially after seeing Halloween Kills, I have come to appreciate it more and more each time. And I think that was my biggest compliment to Halloween Kills, was that it really made me appreciate 18 more. And I hope that, I think for some people, me included, 18 was like a little bit, or I keep getting it mixed up. Kills was like a little bit of a letdown. Not a letdown. I just wasn't as blown away as I thought I was going to be. I thought Kills was going to freaking blow me out of my seat. And I was kind of like, okay, sure. Like, it wasn't, I was expecting it to be like a monumental moment in the franchise. And it was just, it was honestly kind of another sequel, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I got my kills. Listen, I think Michael in Halloween Kills is probably my favorite iteration of that character ever, including
there you go. So I guess you have that to think about.
Yeah, and I do enjoy the movie. I've seen it 3 times, and the second and third time I enjoyed it way more than I did the first time. So, and I think part of it, like, we saw that movie together, Miguel and I, and part of it was like, people laughed the entire time during that movie. Literally, our theater was packed. We saw it. Did we see that opening night, or did we see it the night after? It was the night after.
I think we saw it the night after.
Yeah, we saw it. It opened on Thursday. We saw it on Friday night. And like a ton of the kill scenes. The whole scene with the car where he opens the door and Vanessa shoots herself. Like, everybody was hysterically laughing in the theater, and I was kind of like it just that kind of took me out of it for a little bit. But so yeah, I enjoyed Halloween Kills. I think Ends is gonna. I think I'm gonna like Ends a little bit better. What about you? I do.
I would say, because it's funny, because Halloween Kills is definitely one of my favorite out of the entire franchise so far. So it's kind of tough for me to figure out like what Halloween Ends is going to come about, because I feel like Halloween 2018 was definitely one of those movies where it's like reestablishing the lore and history of Michael Myers, and then Halloween Kills was letting the beast free, and then Halloween 3 and Halloween Ends may just be like a more contained version of it, because you kind of can't up the ante in kills from Halloween Kills. It's gonna be really hard.
Well, I think here's the thing is, like, for me, I think part of the problem was that I thought Kills would have more story and more story with the legacy characters than it did. And I think that's partially my fault. I was expecting more of an epic storyline with the legacy characters, and really Kills was basically, like you said, let the beast free. Like, hey, let's kill some people. Like, that's basically what Halloween Kills was. It was a middle chapter. It was, Laurie is down for the count right now. She's in the hospital. Let's find a way to bring these characters back, and let's lay down some bodies along the way. So hopefully, let the bodies at the. So I don't know. I think Halloween Ends, I'll enjoy it more, just because I think it'll be more of a the story, I think, will be it'll be more of that epic story between Michael and Laurie that
I said it would be much more contained in some degree. I could see that happening, because the way they're describing the movie and how it during filming, it seems to me that this movie may be a little bit more contained than Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
And it will. I mean, they had flat out said that this is a smaller, more intimate movie between our cast of characters than Kills was. Kills was just kind of like, and that was the other thing about Kills. I thought Michael was incredible. I didn't mind the Tivoli thing. I really didn't. I thought it could have been. I think, obviously Evil Dies Tonight got a little, I was like, okay, stop saying it now. There were moments where I was just like, I think Kills could have benefited from being 15 minutes longer. You know what I mean?
And,
I think
there are footages that there's like about 30 minutes more footage, right?
Footages.
Yeah. Is that how you say it?
No. What the
hell? Is it not like geese? So it was like geese and like fucking all that stuff. Is it just footage?
No. But and
Miguel Miranda signing off.
He just quit the show. I no, I wouldn't have taken anything out. I think I just would have added more scenes with the legacy characters. Like I wanted to see Tommy and Lindsay interact with Lori a little bit more. I wanted to see kind of Allison absorbing the fact that, like, holy crap, her dad just died. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just, I think we could have taken our time a little bit more with the legacy characters. I wouldn't have changed the amount of gore. I mean, I don't know. You can go back and watch our other episodes. I loved Halloween Kills. I really did. But I just, I think really the legacy character thing, we could have just taken a little bit more time. And from what it sounds like, Halloween Ends is going to take that time to really explore their trauma, Jamie Lee Curtis, their trauma and their emotional state, because, even talking about, originally the quote that had been taken out of context, the COVID thing, because Ryan Turek even took to Twitter a while ago. I don't even know. I'm not positive what post that was on, but I remember seeing it where he said, the idea that COVID is playing a role in the plot is an odd theory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think COVID's really going to play a role in the plot. I just think when you're talking about the emotional state of Lori and Allison and Lindsay and the people that have not only survived in 1978, but have survived in 2018, and now we're 4 years later, like, not only is Lori dealing with the fact that, like, she realizes she probably could have avoided the whole thing, and Allison lost both of her parents in a span of 8 hours?
Yeah.
And Lindsay lost Tommy. I mean, like, they all, it's just like, I don't think they're definitely going to be a Bruce Wayne in the Batman in this movie. Like, I need to hear something in the way, Wouldn't it be funny if they were all like goth and shit? Like, Jamie Lee Curtis is like, she's like wearing all black and she's got.
Well, no, we've seen the behind the scenes footage. She looks like she's doing well.
Yeah, she does. She looks like she's doing really well. Maybe that's what it took. She just needed to realize that he wasn't going after her, and now she's like, she goes and gets Starbucks every morning. She eats at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, even though she killed even though she killed her daughter, well, at least she ain't coming after me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. At that point, Karen she had it coming. She egged him on a lot.
Yeah, because her daughter was about to get killed. I would too.
Yes, so. That is true. All right, let's head over to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Halloween Inferno, the Boogeyman Cut. What's up, guys? Hoping you both are having a wonderful evening. We are, man. Hope you are having a wonderful evening as well. JT says, I just love the fact there have been no spoilers throughout filming. Yes, I completely agree with you.
Nip tucked, ain't it?
Yeah.
There's not even a script that's leaked, is there?
No, as of now. And I know that there are channels, and I know there are rumors and leaks out there. I am okay with the fact that there hasn't been anything crazy that's leaked out. You know what I mean? I'm okay with the next, we'll probably get, thinking about marketing, we'll probably get a trailer, a poster. My guess would be mid to late July. August. You think August? That's pretty late. That's late.
Wow. That's like
that only leaves
2 more months.
That only leaves you like what, 2 months to.
Yeah.
That's a little short. I think you need like at least 2.5, 3 to market. Looking at what some of the other films do. I mean, who knows? Maybe like, their marketing strategy will completely change. I thought the TV spots got a little out of hand. I mean, it was like it kind of felt like
down the hours. Like,
I know
more TV spots are being shot out. I was like,
well, it was like a new TV spot every day. I was like, well, there's another scene I didn't see. Well, there's another scene I haven't seen yet. Well, there's Loomis. Like, there we go. like we just gave it away, So I hope they kind of tone it down with the TV spots. My guess was that there will be a poster or a trailer mid to late July.
I hope so, because these fan made posters are getting really out of hand right now. Can't really.
They look good, man. Creepy Duck Designs got a lot of really good ones. There's been a few. I forget some of the other accounts, but there's some pretty good fan posters out there. Like crazy talented people. But yeah, JT, I don't know. I'm I'm losing my mind.
Stroke.
Yeah, yeah. If Art was here, he'd be like, Brad, are you okay? You need to go to the hospital. I'm super glad that not a whole lot has leaked out about this. Keith Ashabranner, what's going on, buddy? He says the radio station in ends is how they know Michael returns. That's a cool thought too. They're listening to the radio and you hear it, you hear somebody die, or you hear the fact that they're asking people to stay indoors, whatever. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I could see sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say I could see, like, you just reminded me like of what I was thinking. A theory in my head is like how they kept saying like COVID was gonna be like it's gonna be a factor in this movie. I think it's not gonna be like COVID itself. I think it's gonna be like the things that we experienced during COVID is gonna take an effect. Like, now that Michael is definitely again on the loose and out there, I think they may do like a whole like stay at home order, like curfew thing, like martial law or whatever. So they all have to live, everybody has to live in some level of isolation. Like, they all have to be home at some certain time, or they can't leave the house at a certain point in time, just so they can make sure they can find Michael. I think I could see that happening.
You know
what I mean?
Really...
It's like a stay at home order kind of thing.
Yeah. It's interesting because in a lot of the other unmade Halloween sequels, one of the common themes that a lot of different people were trying to throw in there was this idea that in Haddonfield, Halloween is banned. Like, they don't celebrate Halloween anymore because of what's happened. It's like you're celebrating, these terrible crimes that have been committed against people. So I wonder if they would almost do that kind of thing. I think, if you look at some of the pictures from the set, there are Halloween decorations, so I don't think that they would do that. But that would even be kind of an interesting thought. Maybe Halloween is banned and people aren't celebrating Halloween anymore because it's, the only thing about that is
Footloose edition.
Yeah. Michael's like, he goes and he's going to start dancing, whatever. He sits down at a piano. Bum, 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 bum. He starts playing his theme. Yeah, that'd be kind of an interesting thing. The only thing about that, though, is that you wouldn't have any Halloween decorations to like set the mood. You know what I mean? Nobody's house would be decorated. Like, it kind of, I don't know. Halloween's really boring without the decorations. Like, you gotta make it. You gotta get in that October Halloween feel.
Yeah.
2018 was by the numbers. Blumhouse stretched the copper out of an S penny movie.
Damn. Yeah.
What does that
pretty
mean?
bold. I'm pretty much what it means is 2018 was Blumhouse's like attempt to like stretch the penny out, like, stretch as much profit as he can from Halloween. Like, trying to milk the cow.
I see. I don't know about that. Well, it is a business, and I do think Halloween 2018 was a cash cow. $255 million.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That for a horror movie, that's a pretty big deal. That killed. I mean, I believe it is the highest grossing horror, or at least slasher movie of all time. I mean, that's a big deal. Like, the numbers don't lie. And in the film industry, people want their moolah. They want their cash. You know what I mean? And Halloween is a constant cash cow. I mean, people People want more, and the more people pay, the more they're going to do it. And I hate to say it, but I feel like even after Halloween ends, if Halloween ends makes bank at the box office,
guess what, guys? Halloween didn't end.
Halloween begins.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope not. I really, really hope not. Keith also says kills is for diehard Michael fans, ends is for the end of the franchise. The Strones have plot armor. That's Miguel's favorite thing, is plot armor.
Bro, it's everyone. Like, if you understand plot armor, you understand who is going to die in the movie and where.
Listen, we'll be watching a movie and I'm like, man, why did they choose to do that? I just don't understand. Miguel's like, plot armor. That's why. Because they had that plot armor on,
Pretty much, yeah.
JT also says, being that it's coming out the same week Kills did, the trailer and poster will probably be out around late June. You could be right.
Okay, I could see that.
And Keith also said June 18th, the trailer during the Black Phone, because the Black Phone comes out June 18th. So that's, I could see that, because that's another big Blumhouse production. Dude, the Black Phone looks dope, by the way.
Is that the one where the kid gets kidnapped?
Yeah. And
yeah, I want to see that.
Is it Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, and Ethan Hawke, yeah, man. It looks like he plays a psycho. It's pretty cool. JT says also, what do you think the mask will look
Bradley
like?
had a theory on it. I don't think.
Well, the guys on Fandom Empire, I don't want to kind of take that from them. They have a whole video on that. There was a rumor that the mask will be kind of stitched where the bullet hole was, or where some of the burns were like really severe on that on the burn side, like above the temple. I don't know. I mean, I think,
It's gonna
I'm
get a
not
little
sure,
bit of a
honestly.
touch up. Michael's gonna be in a cave, combing the hair like Brad combs his
I don't
mask
know.
hair
I
and all
hate
that
you. I
stuff.
don't comb the hair. Miguel thinks that I comb all the hair on these masks, and I
Well, they
don't.
look great, so one can only imagine.
Well, they come in out of the box pretty much looking like that. All you got to do is slick it back, and it's pretty much done.
He went.
I did not. I hate you. You know that? I don't know why I do this show with you. I'm kidding. I love you. I love you.
That's what he says in the mask ear. Fucking weirdo. Julia's like, I love you too, and Brad's like, shh, I wasn't telling her.
Every night before I go to bed.
Every mask. Julia's like, are you doing your hour again? Before bed, Jesus Christ.
That does not happen, man. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not really a fan of the stitched up idea because I don't know. I really don't like the idea of Michael like unmasked in a cave or something, like, or like hiding off somewhere, like.
He didn't have a good family. He didn't have a good
really
family
weird
history, so I doubt his parents taught him how to sew.
It's the same kind of thing with like.
I'm thinking it's definitely. I keep forgetting. I keep thinking of like Rob Zombie's origins, when in reality, Michael had like a decent childhood.
I think he had it. As far as we know, he had a normal family.
Yeah.
I mean, his sister may have been a little bit of a hoe, but I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either, but like,
think back to that. She wasn't too good of a hoe because that guy went up to her room for like 2 minutes and then left. He was back. Listen, he was back down the stairs by the time Michael walked around the back of the house.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, I don't know how I feel about the stitched up thing. I mean, I know Keith said Sean is a reliable source. Yeah, I completely. I love the guys at Phantom Empire. I think they do great work. So I don't know. I just, me personally, I don't like it. I mean, it could very well end up, be what that could end up be what's happening. I don't really like the Stitch thing. I feel like I would just almost rather him either it's just the same mask and somehow it's, kind of it just stays together, or another way, maybe it just he gets a new one. Maybe he finds a new mask, which I could see it. I mean, let us know. Like, would you rather him get a solid white mask, like what the original Shatner mask looked like?
I about said I doubt you would get one, because I'm just saying, like, after Kills, I doubt they'd be making any more masks like that.
Well, no, but I mean, that was 40 years ago, though. You know what I mean?
What?
But I mean, that was 40 years ago they got that mask. But like, is it even? I mean, after 44 years, are they still going to be making the same exact Halloween mask from the 70s? You know what I mean? From the late 70s? Like, is that really?
I bet Haddonfield probably burned every single one of those masks. Kind of like the Nike protests. They burned all the socks. You know what I mean? Like, they burned all the masks. Like, I wouldn't want any of that out there. Because you risk having copycat killers. Just saying, because people are weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's
also,
a good
look
question.
What happened to the fucking what's it called? Look what happened to the original sequel. Poor Kyle, or whatever this fucking name is. Blonde-haired Michael Myers. Look what happened to him.
Who? Oh, Ben.
Yeah.
Talking about Ben Tramer.
Ben Tramer, yeah. Look at poor Ben Tramer. After the events of that, I'd stop making Michael Myers masks, like, on the dot.
I don't know, man. Jay Dead is in the house. He says, yo.
You missed like 4 strokes, my guy.
Wow, you're on a roll tonight. You suck. What a dick. You're on a roll tonight, man. Keith says, do we all think Jamie came back to not kill off Michael. H2O pissed her off. There is one way that Michael can die. If you think hard enough, it will come to you. Do we all think Jamie came back to not kill off Michael? Oh, you're saying would Jamie Lee Curtis really come back to not kill? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I see what you're saying. So you're saying, obviously Jamie Lee Curtis wouldn't have come back if she would have known that Michael was going to live, because H2O did piss her off. Resurrection pissed her off. She thought it was going to really be the end when she decapitates him at the end of H2O. And then, of course, they were like, and never mind, with the fake out in Resurrection. So that did piss her off.
If you're going in a movie thinking it's going to end and it's titled Resurrection, you kind of set yourself up for failure.
And I mean, let's be real. In the 6 minutes that Jamie Lee Curtis is in Resurrection, she looks like she's holding her hand out, waiting for her check. Basically, like she's, she didn't look happy. And as far as there's only one way that Michael can die, if you think hard enough, it will come to you.
Buster Rhymes.
That's another good, huh?
Buster Rhymes.
Well, folks, that was fun.
Okay. Let's be honest,
though. If you're talking about the decapitation thing, I think that'd be cool. My only thing is it's been done before, and that's part of, like, a lot of people said, like, how do you kill off Michael Myers? But what do you do that's not been done before? Like, are you going to burn him again? Because we've tried that 3 different times, and that's
no, you burn. You know what I mean? You set the place on fire and you left him to burn. You got to watch him burn.
Unless they really do it as, bro, she set her entire building on her house on fire and trapped him with metal bars in the basement, and that man still managed to escape.
Yeah, and then you saw, like, the metal, like, shed that she used to hide the guns. Like, pretty convenient
plot
for Michael
armor.
To hide in. Exactly, right?
You're like, how did Michael survive? He had that plot armor.
Yeah, the script allowed him to
survive. He was literally surrounded in plot armor. I don't know. I think decapitation would be cool. I guess if they do it as a nod to H2O, but, like, it's already been done before. You know what I mean? I don't think that would necessarily.
How would you like to kill Michael Myers off?
I don't know. That's a guy. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. Like, what's, I mean, would it piss you off if she just stabbed him? Like one good stab to the chest, A
little bit, yeah.
It'd be like, bro, he was shot like 5 times. 6 times in the original, and how, like, what, 3 or 4 times? And
let's see. Here it is. Michael Myers throws Laurie Strode into a closet, but conveniently, because of the script, the closet she gets thrown into has a rocket launcher and 2 missiles inside it, and she comes out and boom.
Listen, if I don't see
very
Laurie,
80s right there.
Listen, they have a lot of stuff to do in post-production, because if I don't see Laurie with a tank and a rocket launcher, then could you imagine her just coming down the street in a Panzer, like,
with a Panzer, and you have it on your shoulder? There you go, man.
Oh man. J-Dead says Miguel can bite me. J-Dead also says, I think Jamie Lee will sacrifice herself to kill Michael. They both die to end the series for now. Yes! They should both die. I don't think either one of them should live. I really don't. I think if you're really gonna, I think Jamie Lee Curtis, I honestly, you mentioned killing Michael was part of the reason she came back. I think part of the reason she came back was like, look, this is it. We're not doing, oh, Laurie survived somehow, Michael survived somehow. I feel like she'd be like, you know what? This is it. This is the end of Laurie. Laurie dies.
No, she came back. Yeah, that's the reason. She came back not because Michael Myers is going to die. She's going to die.
Yeah, she's like, listen, I don't care what you do with Michael. I want to die. Like, the character needs to die, which I mean, to be fair, she did in Resurrection. I mean, he did actually kill her, but, like, then Rob Zombie's film happened, and then now we have the new trilogy. So it's like, we're just going to keep bringing her back. And I hope when they do, That's exactly right, Keith. She came back to end the franchise. 100%. I completely agree with you. And I hope that when they do remake Halloween, because let's be real, we know they're going to in what, 5 years, 10 years. It's like it's going to happen. And I have my thoughts on how they should do it. I really think that, you know, if you're going to be bold and you're really going to remake it, either kill Laurie or make it about Loomis, and Laurie's not even really a character. You know what I mean? Maybe he is actually the mindless killing machine that he's the shape. You know what I mean? There is no rhyme or there is no reason. He doesn't pick anybody. It's just he killed you because you were in his way. You crossed paths with him. You know, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like that's why. So, you know, that would be kind of interesting. Keith said, Jamie Lee Curtis said fans will be pissed off at ends and shocked Michael kills himself is my prediction. How?
And a vat of lava, and his hand's the last thing over with the knife, and he drops the knife and just gives a thumbs up.
As he's sinking in lava?
Yeah. Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
I have the high ground! By the way, that new picture of Vader, though.
It looks dope.
Looks pretty sick, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the Kenobi series.
Yeah. I probably won't watch it. For being real, because as y'all know, I'm really not a
Star Wars fan.
I'm not a super big Star Wars guy. I appreciate it. I think it's great if you're a Star Wars fan, but I'm really not. Jada, they fall off the top of the radio tower. The mental patient and kills for a premonition for what's to come. I could see that. I don't really like that though either. I think that's kind of like.
Has that been done?
It's not that it's been done. I feel like it's got to be more gritty between Laurie and Michael. You know what I mean? Like I want to see a fight, like a real fight, a complete brawl go down between Laurie and Michael. You know what I mean?
Bro, what the fuck else are you supposed to expect in here? Are you expecting the Mortal Kombat theme to come on? Like, Jesus Christ.
Finish him.
all of a sudden they look at each other and you see health bars come up in the top screen. It's like, bro, what are you wanting?
Can you imagine? And it's like super 80s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be cool. I dig that. I dig it. J-Dead, the Loomis Chronicle series coming to Netflix summer of 23. That'd be dope. Well, it'd be dope, but like it would just be Loomis. You would have to frame, if you did a Loomis show, you would have to frame it as Loomis almost losing his sanity, having to try to treat Michael. Because Michael's, what's he going to do?
Yeah, there's no.
That would be Michael. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going to have interaction between them. I mean, it would basically be Loomis, you know, doing his, you know, kind of the story of what Loomis was going through mentally as he tried to get to Michael and as he tried to help him. And I do listen, I want to do a show. I kind of have an idea for what I would do with a remake. And I mean, maybe even closer to October, once I like, you know, one of the things I want to do over the summer is try to flesh that out a little bit. Like not as a script, but as a treatment kind of thing. And I do want to do a show where I kind of talk you through that because I have some ideas because if I were remaking Halloween, I would center it around Loomis, not Laurie Strode. Loomis would be this Van Helsing Dracula thing between Loomis and Michael, and not necessarily Michael's psyche and his insanity, but almost the fact that in trying to treat Michael, it almost drives Loomis over the deep edge or over the deep end, the deep edge, deep end, whatever, the deep end, you know,
but not to death. Very much retired.
Not dead. Very much retired. I very much picture Loomis in a remake. In my remake, I picture him as Gary Oldman. I don't know why, but I do. Like I just picture Gary Oldman like with the glasses and a trench coat, like sitting at a bar with a glass of whiskey. Like Gary, I don't know why, but Gary Oldman is like the person that I envision as who I would cast if he would be willing to play Loomis. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, if you would have also said a cigar, I'd have been like, who the fuck is this guy? Winston Churchill? Like, what the fuck, dude?
So
he already did that.
You know, I think in my head, that's kind of who I picture. JT says the only reason I feel like Jamie shouldn't die is because honestly, she's never killed Michael. So I think with her being the ultimate final girl, it's only dope to let her live and honestly kill Michael. That could be too cool too. I mean, I could, I could see that.
I about to say she's already solidified as like the ultimate final girl, isn't she?
Right.
Like
I mean,
in just horror
yeah.
genre, she's like the ultimate final girl.
What do you, Miguel? Do you think Laurie? Would you be okay with Michael dying and Laurie living?
Burn her.
Oh my god!
I want a significant death on everyone's part. Nuke Haddonfield, Illinois.
Can't be talking
I
like
want
that.
Raccoon City version of Halloween.
We have 6 minutes.
Yeah.
If this doesn't turn into Resident Evil, then it's a waste.
Damn, dude. If I'm being completely honest, if I had to place my bets against Michael or like fucking Mr. X, my money's probably on Michael.
Oh,
fuck, dude.
What? No way,
Michael's taking hits, dog.
Bro, at least Nemesis. Bro, Nemesis would destroy Michael. I'm sorry,
yeah, you're right though.
Nemesis would completely. Miguel, Keith is with you. He says, "I want Laurie roasted and toasted."
Toasted. So, I like that better, dude. I like that. I like
Bro,
you,
could you imagine? It's like she's hunting for Michael wherever they are, and the door shuts behind her, or like he traps her in a room, and it's dark, and she turns around, and he's standing there with a match, and he just goes and lights the match, and she's like. He's like reversed, like he's burning her alive instead. He's just standing there.
Yeah, I take that too.
Just dropping it. J-Dead says Loomis Chronicles would be him searching out what makes Michael evil. He would run into the Thorn cult and also investigate other serial killers. That could be cool if you would set it in. It would depend what continuity you would set it in. Like, are we setting this in a continuity with the Thorn trilogy? Are we setting this in the 1978/2018 storyline, like, which I know Loomis is not in, but you know what I'm saying, and like tied to the original film. So like it would depend. I'll tell you what I would almost be okay with, which might shock a lot of people, but I would almost be okay with a Malcolm McDowell Loomis show set in Rob Zombie's universe, which I know sounds probably like blasphemy to a lot of people, but let's be honest, Malcolm McDowell's Loomis was not the issue with Rob Zombie's films. Well, in the second one, it wasn't Malcolm.
How about he made that artistic choice?
No,
asshole.
I don't think it was his choice.
He had fun with it. Don't get me wrong. He had fun with that.
If I want your opinion, I'll slap it out of you. It's like, what? Yeah. Like, who is this guy? He's drinking like Earl Grey tea, and he is threatening to slap his assistant. Who is this Loomis? This isn't like the tender, concerned Loomis that held Laurie in the back of the cop car at the end of the first one. You know what I mean? Even in the alternate ending of Rob Zombie's movie, like he sacrificed, or like he was going to sacrifice himself, like to save her. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Yeah. I'd be down for that. Keith, they made kills for the Michael fans, him being a badass MFer because of what my prediction of him killing himself to kind of soften the blow to fans of Michael. I don't like him killing himself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not about that. It's okay. Yeah, it would depend on how he killed himself. I don't want him to just be like, never mind. Like, like that'd be,
many or boxes. It's almost impossible to find them all.
There's got to be a final duel, but it's not a fight; it's a duel. Listen, I need to see the Family Guy.
And Michael's wand is a kitchen knife.
The Peter versus the chicken in Family Guy. That's what I need it to be, where they're just like, it's just like obnoxious, like fighting through scenes, like they're fighting and scrapping like through different scenes. That's what I need. J-Dad says I would set it in the Thorn trilogy. That'd be interesting, man. That would definitely be interesting.
But make the Thorn trilogy interesting, dog.
What do you mean?
The Thorn trilogy and like the old, like the original, like Thorn like storyline it was cool, but it was like not well written, dog. It was just like thrown and like, all right, let's see if we can make something up in the next movie, and we did.
They wrote those scripts and they were like,
Yeah, it's like, all right, good luck to whoever else it is. And then the other director in the other sequel was like, fuck, I can't do anything. All right, well, here, good luck with the other director in the next sequel.
The Halloween 5 writers, they were like, here you go. They're like, what is this? We don't know.
we don't even know.
I don't even know. I don't. But wait, who are these characters? Figure it out.
Yeah,
What's the man? What is the Man in Black? I wasn't in the original movie. Like, I don't know. Who's interesting? Here you go. Make it.
We thought it looked cool.
Make it. So yeah, listen. Halloween Ends is going to be much better than any of that. I mean, I honestly believe that it's going to be a good wrap up, tie the bow around the box ending to this trilogy. Keith also says, have you guys heard about the Talk Scary to Me podcast, Scout Compton and Daniel Harris? I have. I've actually listened. I actually listened to the first like 8 or 9 episodes of that. It's different. I mean, they talk about a lot of things that I'm, they talk about sex a lot. They talk about, true crime a lot. I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, I have listened to it. Keith says the bridge scene they filmed yesterday is the ending. I'd be okay with that. If it is, yeah. Source. I'm just kidding. If that's true, I mean, I'd be cool with that. I would be cool with a. I would be.
What, does he die on a bridge just like Godzilla in 1998?
I actually really like, speaking of like, the sunrise or whatever, I actually really liked a lot of people had said, back in my time in the olden days, back in when we all thought that 18 Kills and Ends were all going to take place on the same night within 12 hours of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I actually always really liked the idea of Halloween Ends, like the ending, the final scene is at sunrise on November 1st. Like, it's lit. Like, Halloween Ends is not only the end of the franchise, like the end of this trilogy, but it's also like the holiday, the day. Halloween is ending. It is the next day. Like, I think that's kind of a cool thing. So, and speaking of the ending and kind of the end of this trilogy, the big question remains: what comes next? If you're watching with us right now, or if you're watching after the fact, be sure to leave us a like, by the way. Second of all, let us know, like in the comments or in the chat, what do you want to see after Halloween Ends? Do you want this to really be the end? I think it should be. I would like to see them do Season of the Witch, not tied to this universe. That's not what I mean, but remake Season of the Witch. So you're keeping the Halloween franchise alive. They're still doing Halloween movies, but it's not Michael Myers, And then again, in 5, 6, 10 years, come back and remake it. Hire somebody with a new, fresh script, with a new idea, a fresh direction, something new, not Laurie Strode. But in a new direction. Again, I think it should be Loomis. I think Loomis should be the focus. So yeah, I mean, what Miguel, what do you think?
In regards to what, the future of Halloween?
Yeah, like what should come after? What comes next? What comes
next? If I'm thinking realistically, it's just gonna be another reboot. With new characters and new everything. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Oh my god. You did. J-Dead says, what comes next? Thanksgiving.
What is it gonna be, like Meet the Fockers, but it's like Meet the Myers? I could see that.
Well, it wouldn't be Meet the Myers because he's the only one.
I know, it'd be a reboot, like I said.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Keith says, no way, I want more Michael, different timeline. I don't know. I know some people want them to go back and do a sequel to Halloween 4 or a sequel to Halloween 6 where they continue like he's the Man in Black. Listen, I don't think a studio would do that because it's very...
They would not want to touch that.
Normal audience. Well, first of all, I don't think they'd want to touch that. But second of all, I don't think your regular horror audiences are not going to understand that. That's going to be too confusing. They're going to be like, wait, who are all the, like, what is happening? I don't understand. And it would be cool. Like, it'd be a good reason to bring Danielle Harris back and Ellie Cornell back if you did a sequel to H4. But I think the time has passed. You know what I mean? I think it's time.
Some people thought the time has passed with this one. Just saying.
Well, but the original was always going to be here. You know what I mean? H4 is I mean, don't get me wrong. H4, H2, they're here, but it. I don't know. I think the time has passed. If you're going to do a sequel to those, it needs to be now. What I think would be really cool is if you get somebody like Vincent DeSanti or Dave McRae or some of these people who are doing these super high budget, incredible fan films, do a feature length fan film sequel to H4. Do a feature length fan film sequel to Halloween 6. Do those things. And I mean, I'm sure that, I mean, if you really put the effort behind it, I'm sure you could probably even get Daniel Harris or Ellie Cornell. I'm sure you could get some of them back to do that. You know what I mean? I think that'd be okay. Jay Dead's Miguel, he said Michael carves the turkey for sure. Halloween Inferno, the Boogeyman Cat says, if they remake Halloween, have someone new remake it, not Rob Zombie. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be Rob Zombie. It would be somebody new. By the way,
unheard of,
completely unrelated. Did you see the Munsters is going to be PG-13?
Oh my god!
PG. Excuse me, PG. It's going to be PG. It's not going to be like crazy. He said it's going to be PG. Officially, he came out. He said it's PG. And it was funny. Let me find his post. What did his post say? I gotta find it. Give me a second here.
He said, "No worries. There will be minimal tits.
There won't be an F-bomb every 16 seconds."
Right?
What did he say? Where is it? Posts. Yes, he actually said in a post 22 hours ago, for those of you speculating, wondering, and assuming that the monsters would be dirty, violent, and nasty, ... Well, you are wrong. A skull, thumbs up. It's all good down on Mockingbird Lane. So it is going to be PG. It will not be anything crazy.
I'll believe that when I see it.
There won't be anybody. It won't be William Forsythe spewing F-bombs and telling somebody he's gonna. I'm not even gonna say what he said. It's pretty bad. Keith said Halloween 3 bombed at the box office. After this trilogy, over 500 worldwide box office, 500 mil worldwide box office. Say good God to Michael Reilly. Yeah, for the time being, I think.
You gotta let things sit, man. You gotta let things simmer.
I think we need to let the original, the original timeline go. The original timeline connected to the 78 film. I think end that. I think keep the franchise alive through Season of the Witch. Because here's the thing: yes, Season of the Witch bombed at the box office when it first came out in the 80s. But you have to remember, here's the thing: Season of the Witch over the last 2 or 3 decades has gained a huge cult following. And Season of the Witch is something that you don't have to market as Halloween 3. You don't have to market that with Halloween attached to it. Even if they did Season of the Witch a Halloween story, you know what I mean, or something like that. I'm again, not set in this universe, its own thing. It's different enough that you could market it as its own thing, and you could pull in new audiences for Season of the Witch. Then, like I said, in 5 years, in 10 years, then go back and then remake Halloween. I think Season of the Witch. I don't know. I think there's a cool way to do it. You know what I mean? Even doing a series or something like a TV series, maybe on Peacock. I think there's kind of a cool way to do Season of the Witch. But for me, I don't want a Halloween movie in another year. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be like in October of 2023. It's like, hey, we're remaking you know what I mean? It's just because I feel like if they go to remake it like a year or two after Halloween ends, it's gonna cheapen this trilogy. You know what I mean? This trilogy needs to. Well, of course I'd watch it. Of course I would. But I think it would cheapen this trilogy because it's like, well, all of the hype was, you know what I mean? Like it's going to cheapen
everything that they posted this year just
Yeah.
recently would be really cheap.
Yeah, so I don't know. He says, okay, then Season of the Witch should not get the Halloween name in front. Fair enough. I completely agree with that.
Definitely
I 100% agree with that. It should not get the Halloween name. I think fans will already associate it with Halloween, especially since it's Blumhouse doing it anyways. J-Dead says Season of the Witch would be a cool anthology series. Yeah, man, that it would. I'm telling you, I think Season of the Witch. I think Season of the Witch could be really, really cool. They could do it really, really well. Like I think there's a lot of potential there. And we're gonna do our seasonal, which I know we kind of skipped over that one in Purely and Simply Evil, but we are gonna come back and do Season of the Witch close to October, along with the producer's cut of Halloween 6, our Halloween Kills commentary. We have a whole bunch of stuff planned for October leading up to Halloween. It's going to be a good old time in everybody's pants. J-Dead says, I trust Rob Zombie about as much as I trust NFTs.
That's good.
Bro, you know what the new it's like the new thing. Like every commercial, it's like some really epic thing. Like if you've seen a movie lately, like there's one of Matt Damon, and it's like this whole epic. I know it's not an NFT thing, but it's like this whole epic commercial, and it's like, wow, what is this? What is he advertising? And then it's like, crypto. It's like, bro, what? Like, no, man. What are you talking about? I don't understand the whole NFT thing. I don't understand crypto. I don't get all of that stuff. It's not.
He doesn't have that millionaire mindset.
I really don't. I really don't. Keith said Blumhouse would use the Halloween IP for sure. They would. They would. That's the thing, is they would, because they need it. They know if you put the Halloween name in front of it, people will show up. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. Yeah, man, that's it. So Halloween Ends has officially wrapped. Told you we're going to keep this one at kind of an hour. Again, Ryan Turek and James Jude Courtney and Chris Nelson taking to social media to confirm that the Rabbit in Red is open and that Halloween Ends has officially wrapped.
And it has truck parking, guys.
And it has truck parking, and it has a full bar.
Full bar.
So if you want to go,
oh boy, in the blue shirt, looks like he just came out of that place.
That's where they're all coming from. They just left. J-Dead says, trust me, you don't need to know anything about NFTs. It's a scam. I wholeheartedly believe that. Keith says, peace, y'all. Man, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. This has been fun. Kind of a nice, just impromptu episode. We didn't really have this planned. We're just going to come on and talk about the fact that the film is wrapped. So coming up on episode 9 of Purely and Simply Evil, do not have a date yet, but we are talking Halloween H2O. And then shortly after that, we are talking Halloween Resurrection.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so not looking forward to this, but it's okay.
Hey.
It's okay. It's all right.
Really
okay, what are you going to do? Although I will say,
she's cutting that check. He said, bitch, there better be an extra zero.
Bitch better have my money. That's what he's saying. So yeah, we don't have dates for those two shows yet, but those two shows will wrap episode number, speaking of things wrapping, they will wrap up season number 1 of Purely and Simply Evil. And then next season, we are going to check out A Nightmare on Elm Street. This is God. We're going to check out Elm Street. So that'll be a fun time too. On Saturday morning, we are going to rank all of the Batman actors. That'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern. That'll be our full ranking of all the Batman actors. Our full review of the Batman is on our channel now. Go check out our past episodes. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Talk the Movies. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. New episodes of our show are every Tuesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope you guys have a great Friday, and we'll see you in about 36 hours.
Peace.
Goodbye.